Nursing 431, Qualitative Research Designs. The course learning objectives include apply critical thinking when relating nursing research to practice, differentiate between quantitative and qualitative research, and critically analyze research findings. The weekly objectives include recognize the importance of outcomes of research, differentiate between internal and external validity in experimental research, identify threats to internal and external validity, compare qualitative and quantitative research, list the steps of quantitative and qualitative research, examine strengths and weaknesses of quantitative and qualitative research methods. Qualitative research methods, the 6 different types are listed on your PowerPoint slide, is being used more and more by nurses because it is important for nurses to understand their perceptions and feelings of the patients that we care for. The first study design, phenomenological studies, examine human experiences through descriptions provided by people involved in order to gain an understanding of the meaning the experiences hold for the individuals. In this type of studies, the researchers must dwell with the subject's descriptions in quiet contemplation. They need to avoid reviewing literature or letting their own beliefs or feelings hinder their ability to see the experience from the eyes of the person who has lived the experience. This type of study process involves simultaneous data collection, often through interviews and analysis, searching for themes and patterns in data. Ethnographic studies involve the systematic collection and analysis of data about cultural groups or subgroups in order to grasp the patterns of the people in their familiar environment. This type of study can provide insightful descriptions, test established theories, or develop new theories. This study process most often involves the researcher living with the people being studied, becoming part of their culture, and simultaneously collecting participant observation and interviews of key informants. Grounded theory is a qualitative research approach developed in 1967 by 2 sociologists, Glaser and Strauss, that uses both an inductive and deductive approach to theory development. The grounded theory study process involves the constant comparison of data collected and analyzed simultaneously in the field setting, developing a theory, and grounding the theory in the data from which it was derived. Grounded theory studies use purposeful sampling, seeking out informants who will be able to shed new light on a phenomenon being studied. Unlike quantitative study processes, a review of literature is not performed prior to beginning the study, so as to prevent the researcher from having preconceived opinions. Instead, the researcher consults the literature after concepts are identified and relationships are specified in order to determine if similar associations have been discovered in the past. The aim of grounded theory studies is to discover fundamental patterns in social life, and it is more concerned with hypothesis generation than hypothesis testing. The next type, historical studies, concern the identification, location, evaluation, and synthesis of data from the past with the aim of discovering events of the past and relating these past happenings to the present and the future. The process of historical research is basically the same as many other types of scientific research. A problem or area of interest is identified, literature is reviewed, research questions are formulated, and data in the form of primary and secondary documents, relics, or artifacts are collected and analyzed. The data for historical research should be subjected to 2 types of evaluation: external criticism and internal criticism. External criticism examines the authenticity or genuineness of the data. Internal criticism examines the accuracy of the data and is considered if the data is proved to be genuine. While historical nursing studies have been limited in the past, with nurses providing more action-oriented experimental research, this form of research is expanding. Still more studies focusing on historical nursing practices rather than historical nursing leaders are needed. Case studies are in-depth examinations of people, groups of people, or an institution that help generate rather than test hypotheses in order to formalize experimental knowledge and improve nursing care quality. Case studies may be considered as qualitative or quantitative research depending on the study's purpose and design. In order to be considered qualitative, they must explore the meaning of experiences to the study participants themselves rather than generalize the results to other groups of people. Case studies data are collected through various means such as questionnaire, interviews, observations, or written accounts by the participants and then analyzed through content analysis, searching for patterns and themes present in the communication messages. Some difficulties associated with case studies include the subject selection process, costliness, subject dropout, and the amount of time they may take to complete. Action research is a type of qualitative research that seeks action to improve practice and studies the effects of the action that was taken, with implementation of solutions in a particular healthcare setting being an actual part of the research process. Participatory action research is a special kind of community-based action research in which there is collaboration between the study participants and the researchers in all steps of the study. The 6 most common types of qualitative research designs reported in the nursing research literature are phenomenology, ethnographic, grounded theory, historical, case study, and action research. Some phenomena about human beings are not suitable for quantitative study and measurement, and the use of qualitative designs may uncover new phenomena. Qualitative research focuses on gaining insight about an individual's perception of events and circumstances. While it is more difficult to evaluate qualitative studies using a standard set of criteria because each qualitative method is unique, there are some general criteria that can be followed. Establishing the trustworthiness of qualitative research through credibility, dependability, confirmability, transferability, and authenticity is the main means of critique. So when you critique the qualitative research design, some questions would be, would a quantitative approach have been more appropriate? Is the focus on the subjective nature of the human experience? Is the specific qualitative approach named and described? Will the findings have significance for nursing? Is the participant selection process clearly described? How was the sample size determined? Is the data collection and recording process fully presented? Is it clear how researcher bias was avoided? Is the data analysis method consistent with the study's purpose and approach? Are the findings clearly presented and limitations acknowledged? And lastly, are suggestions made for future research?